Hello guys and gals, dotzo here with another episode of T3c. Today we're going to be doing challenge 20, clearly. Hard difficulty. Oh, hold on, let me turn this up a little bit. Had it turned down for everything Minecraft. And okay, ice parkour. Big stages, repeatable sprinting. Cool. Please set the brightness to the maximum. It always is. Brightest all the time, always. Strat. Yeah. I haven't played music up to this point, so I don't see any point in starting now. This is a 4 blocks gap, which is not that hard to do with ice, and I don't know. I want to see what that sign says. Oh, this is a 3 blocks gap with a 1 block high jump, which I should have made since I already made it once. But yeah. I'm actually playing this. I actually figured out what the... Okay, really right now? Really? All right, come on. Jump and jump. There we go. I actually figured out what was causing the unable to locate sign thing. It turns out, and this never even occurred to me, it was Optifine. Weird, right? I don't know if it was. I don't know if it's a glitch with the current version for 1.4.6, which actually still works on 1.4.7. But yeah, so I'm actually playing in the snapshot right now, 13W2B, I think. Can I actually just, no, I can't, all right. And I wanted to play in this snapshot because this was the one, this is when, this is the textures got changed snapshot. So each texture now has its own individual file, and so I had to convert it. And Dinnerbone, upon release of this, actually provided on the wiki an unstitcher tool. Because if you didn't know, texture packs before this update were in sheets. So a texture pack would consist of a PNG image where inside of each little so it consists of a sheet of images in a grid, and the game, as it required them, would, or as it loaded up the world, I guess. I'm not sure about the exact procedure, but it would basically go, okay, so I need this image, like say for a stone block or whatever. So I need the image for a stone block, right? And it's the same on all 6 sides. So you only need one image. So it would say, okay, so give me the texture for the stone block. And it would go to the sheet, and the game would know what little like block of stuff, like it would know exactly what coordinates, let's say, for lack of a better word, what coordinates on the PNG sheet image to grab the texture from. But this made it kind of, I've played around with messing with texture packs, and it's a pain. It's a massive pain, because you have to not only, like, it's pretty easy if you if you've seen every block in the game, or at least can figure out, you know, what it is, because you can just replace it in that exact spot. But it makes it a pain to do higher than 16 by 16 textures, because that would require more pixels, which wouldn't fit in the little pre-described ranges that the texture packs would use. Now, sometimes this wouldn't affect anything, and you'd be able to see the HD texture without a patcher, but essentially that's how it would work, right? Well, what happened is they figured, well, there's a better way we can do this, right? So what it does now, at least to my knowledge, this is basically how it works. Do I have to get, okay, I have to get over there. To my knowledge, this is how it works. Every single image, instead of being in a sheet of images, is now its own file. So there's a file called, let's say, like, you know, stone PNG or ladder. Wow, that was like way up around in there. Or ladder PNG, or diamond ore .png or whatever. So there's now an image for every single texture. And this doesn't really make it take up any more hard drive space, because they're basically the same size as the whole sheet would have been put together. So it's not that big a deal. Watch your head. I can't unless I do this. Now I'm watching my head. Okay. Sorry. I get easily sidetracked, but you know that about me already. Okay. But anyway, so, and what happens is the game, it still works. The code did not change at all. Well, maybe it got changed a little bit to accommodate what happens at runtime. And what happens at runtime is it stitches the images back together into a sheet. Right? So let's say, oh geez, my pinky like went all crazy and I couldn't press the shift key. So let's say you didn't like the default ice or glass image, let's say. And you wanted it to look like this, right? So all you would do is you would change, you would go, I'm not sure if this is like legal or not, but so you would go and, well, okay, I was gonna say something stupid, but whatever. So what you would do is you would go into the ice PNG or glass PNG or whatever their names are. I think that's their names, just named for the item. Oh, redstone. Oh wow, that was a long fall. Oh wow, this stage is huge. Hopefully there's some mini checkpoints. So you, oh, jumped too far. So you would go into those individual files and you would tweak them and then rewrite them, right? So you would just rewrite the original file, as opposed to, well, I guess you could just repackage it or whatever, but yeah. So, and then you would save it as ice.png, let's say, and the game, you could just change that one image and call that a texture pack. It just call it ice changed texture pack or whatever, because you don't have to have the entire sheet anymore. Oh, cool. Actually, hold on. Can I just cheat this whole thing and get, no, okay, okay. Let me put this sign. Dotzo was her. Whatever. Okay, so you don't have to change. Sorry, I have to try and make this jump. I think it's possible. Maybe not. No, it's not possible. All right. Because what happened before is if you were missing an image in the sheet, right? So it would just turn up white as the background, you know. It would come out invisible. I think. It would either come out invisible or it would come out as like a static looking type thing. But that doesn't happen anymore. The game automatically goes into the default and pulls any images you don't have. So if you wanted to just change the ice texture, let's say, and I'm really only using ice tip, avoid obstacles like this one, trolled. Well, your troll failed because I was smart enough to look up. Okay, so if you don't like ice, the way it looks in default or whatever, you would just change that one image, and you would load up that texture pack, and all the texture pack would contain is the new image for ice, right? So what would happen is the game would go to default because you're missing stuff. There's emerald over here, and I want to see if there's anything diamondy. 3-block jump, not very hard. Can I get? Oh, I can't. Sweet, diamond. Yay. Okay, so it would recognize. Okay, wait, I don't have stone. I don't have emerald. I don't have any of this stuff. All I have is ice. So it would go to the default, and it would pick everything you don't have, right? And all it would do is stitch the stuff together, just like into a sheet, just like it uses now. So that's very cool because what it allows for a couple things. One, it allows texture pack makers to update texture packs very, very quickly. Because you don't have to pull the lever for the mini checkpoint. Oh, okay. Because you don't have to go. Oh, I have to go to the ladder? Okay. Because you don't have to go to the default, figure out where new textures are in the sheet, put the textures in the sheet. It's a pain. It's just a pain, right? So all they have to do now is figure out what the name of the texture is. And so far as I can tell, because I've looked at the files, so far as I can tell, it's basically just the name of the item. Oh, darn it. Sprint did not engage. So far as I can tell, it's just the name of the item, like diamond helmet or diamond item or diamond ore block or diamond block or whatever. So all you would need to know is the name of the item. And all you would have to release is that one image. You don't have to release an entire zipped texture pack. That would be nice, but you don't have to, as far as I can tell. Also, zipped files still work because that's what I'm using right now. I used the unstitcher, right, to unstitch the OCD texture pack. And what that did, it tore apart all of the sheets into individual items because, like I said before, it knew which items were where. So it already knew the names, and all I had to do was pull them apart and rename everything. But then it zipped it, and I didn't know it would actually work as a zip. So part of the reason I wanted to test it. I wanted to see how the new texture pack system worked. I don't think I can actually get to that chest. Oh well, that's fine. That's the second time I've done that. So yeah, so I wanted to see how the new texture pack system worked as far as like multiple textures, because when it came out, we were told, okay, we're not going to use the quote texture packs folder anymore. We're going to use a folder called textures, and it's going to be two folders. It's going to be called blocks, and it's going to be called items, basically. And I think that might just be for the default, because I opened the automatically made zip file, and it has everything. GUI. Well, I guess the GUI got changed, so you would need to change to that as far as that name goes as well. So I guess it works like before, except you know, it's changed it. It's stitched at runtime instead of stitched earlier. Crap, man. Jump. Can't jump. Okay. But, so, like I said, it's very, very cool. Because it allows for faster updating and faster changing of individual blocks and all kinds of cool stuff. Also, what it does is, because now you're not using a sheet anymore, right? You're not using a predefined sheet. The game goes, oh, well, I have to be within, you know, X, Y to, you know, Y, Z or whatever to get the texture for stone. I just have to, all I have to know is where that texture is. I'm not necessarily assuming it's between X, Y and X plus 16, Y plus 16, or whatever. So it allows for native wow, that was a lot of pistons. It allows for native compatibility with high definition texture packs. And because it wasn't the game not allowing high definition texture packs. That's not why you needed the mod, or like Optifine or MC Patcher. That's not why you needed it. All you needed it for was to tell the game to not use predefined 16 by 16 grid searching or whatever. You had to let the game know to look beyond a 16 by 16 grid. So that's really all it did. And that rhymes. Oh, why can I just press this button? So that's really all it did. So now we have native. Yeah, poor MC Patcher. I mean, I don't think that's all that did, but I've always only used Optifine for as far as mods go. It's because I'm kind of well, I'm a minimalist, hence my name. But yeah, I just never got into mods very much. I've done some Java programming before, so I could try my hand at making them, but I don't know. I don't have any good ideas. Is really kind of what's stopping me. That and the fact that I'm not I'm not a great at programmer. Darn it. Like, I can program if I need to. Huh, I wonder, next time I fall, I'm gonna press that button, because I wonder if he was detailed enough to change, command blocks. If you've pressed the, nope, he wasn't, all right. That's fine. I was just wondering, like, I heard all those pistons before on the last stage, so I was wondering if maybe it was switching to a different command block, so that you got so you didn't have to write up this waterfall every time. But that's fine. All right. So last cool thing about the texture pack update: animated textures. Any texture at all right now can be animated. I haven't tried it. I don't exactly know how it works, but it sounds really simple. What is this monstrosity right here? Okay, I don't want to jump down. I think that's just a, Huh, I'm not really sure what that is. So, from what I've read, or from what, well, yeah, from what I've read, because I'm not sure Mojang released this officially. All you have to do, right? I don't know how animated textures worked before. I really don't. I'm betting it was some sort of either you had to input a GIF or yeah, I don't know how it worked. But here's how it works now, as far as I know. So inside, so like I said, each texture is an image, right? It's its own file. So what you would do is, if you wanted to animate, let's say you wanted to animate glowstone. I don't know why you would want to, but all right. So yeah, so let's say you wanted it to pulse, you know, light to dark and dark to light, instead of just being, you know, a solid block. So what you would do is you would take whatever image you wanted to use, right? And so for the dark to light thing, all you would have to do is dilute the color or turn down the brightness on the image, something to that effect. What is over here? I know if I can jump right on the edge of this block. Yeah. You managed to get here even though the pistons are to stop you. I appreciate your remarkable effort, but there is absolutely nothing here. Oh, you jerk face. Yep, that's what was supposed to happen. All right. Well, ha 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 ha, I jumped around a corner and I'm going back up the waterfall. So, yeah, I don't know how they worked before, but how they work now is, okay, so let's say you wanted to glowstone animated. You want to do light to dark thing. All right, so what you would do is you would take the default texture or whatever texture you wanted to use, and you'd change it. You know, you'd turn down the brightness or you know, turn up the contrast or change it to a completely different image. That would work too. And you would stitch those together into a single image, but you would do it in a very specific way. You would do it vertically. So like frame 1 would be on top, because animations are just pictures that run by really quickly. So frame 1 would be on top, 2, then 3, then 4, then however many frames you wanted, all the way down. And the game, oh, cool. All right, wait, try challenge 7 in zone A. Okay, cool. All right, how do I get out of here? Oh, button. Okay. Okay, seriously, how do I get out of here? All right, okay, I'm gonna keep talking and I'm gonna find my way out. So, like frame 1 is on top, and then 2, then 3, etc. And what there's a couple of options. One, you could just let the game do its thing, which works. It does something very specific. I think it loops it, so it would go like 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 or whatever every like 3 or 4 game ticks or something like that. So it would do something very specific, but there's even more customization. You could provide a text file, which is what happened to this texture pack, the OCD texture pack, is when I unstitched it and I looked in the zip file, there was a water, I think it was called water.txt. And it was a line of text. It was a text file that, let's see, zone D, zone A, B, okay. It was a text file, and inside that text file, it had numbers and stuff. And from what I understand is you can tell it to either, like, you can tell it in what order you want it to do the frames. So like if you wanted it to dim and then brighten, you wouldn't want to cycle, because that would go, you know, bright, middle, you know, a little bit dimmer, and then really dim. So so if like frame 1 was as bright as it could get, and then frame 2 was a little bit less bright, and then frame 3 was really not bright at all, you wouldn't want it to cycle, because it would jump from dark to bright, right? If that makes sense. All right, hold on, let me do like that. If that makes any sense. So what you would want it to do would be to cycle, or not cycle. You would want it to go 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, like that. So it would constantly, you know, gradate up and down. And you can tell it to do that in the text file, and you can also prescribe different speeds besides just like the default, which is very, very cool if you ask me. And wow, that cat was loud. Okay, zone challenge 7. Geez, I think this is it. Challenge 7. Yep. T3c's Carnival. Okay. So we will do that next time, guys, and I hope you enjoyed me rambling on about texture packs, the little bit that I do know about them and how they work now. But yeah, so next time, challenge 7. Until then, I will see you later.